This administration is a vengeful one. We know this is a vengeful man.
You have no morals. He can't even stand in 20-degree weather.
Biden holds himself on this certain moral high ground, and he's setting a very dangerous precedent.
Against a very dangerous man.
Yes.
Does something happen?
Hey, welcome back to the channel with your man Wise. And we got to check this out, man. We got to talk about it. The insufferable view spews their nonsense. They're all up in arms about the inauguration, which was great. Trump standing on business. We haven't even been a week in, and he has already kept a large amount of the promises that he said that he would, do. And he's already kept them. Promises made, promises kept. The insufferable women of The View, they couldn't stand what they saw at the inauguration and what's getting ready to transpire this upcoming year in these first 100 days. We're going to get into these clips. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. And without further ado, let's get it going.
The one thing that I did think about was the hypocrisy of having a man be inaugurated to be president on the same day as we commemorate MLK. And that same man saying that he was going to get rid of diversity, equity, and inclusion.
The irony of it.
The irony of it, because Martin Luther King not only wanted racial equality, he wanted economic equality. And that is something that people tend to miss. And I want to remind people that he said that Black Americans deserved reparations for the injustices they faced. He argued that reparations were a form of justice, in fact, not charity. And he said, quote, "It's all right to tell a man to lift himself by his own bootstraps, but it is cruel jest to say to a bootless man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps." And so in thinking about that, and Donald Trump saying things that this country would be a meritocracy, you're talking about a man who didn't become the president of the United States because of merit. He had no political experience whatsoever. He had no business experience. He was given everything that he has. He is a legacy hire. He is, if anything, a DEI hire, a didn't earn it hire. And so, those were just some of the things that I was thinking.
These liberals are some of the racist people in the country. In 2025, as we sit in America, the wealthiest group of Black people on the planet as a collective, and this lady has the nerve to talk about not having boots. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that racism doesn't exist, and it didn't exist. But in a country where you have multimillionaires still claiming victimhood, when you have a large swath of people who have access to education, K through 12, higher learning institutions, when you have a plethora of, Black millionaires, you have a plethora of Black business owners, people have opportunity, more opportunities in this country than they do anywhere else in the world. And you have people like this who feel like if Black people don't have, diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives or affirmative action initiatives, that we can't make it. And so what they're saying is that, and what she's saying is that Black people are less than everybody else in this country. We're less than. It is the most racist thing that you can possibly insinuate. And I reject it because it's not true. It's not true. We live in a country where the opportunities are endless. And if you're willing to put the work in to go out and compete in the marketplace, you will be rewarded. This lady here and people like her are a lot of the reason why you have so many people that have this victimhood oppression mindset. In the word, it says, as a man thinketh, so is he. And when you have people like that telling people that because of what you look like, you can't make it, you are oppressed, you are a victim, I object it. I reject that type of thinking through and through.
Inauguration. I was covering it for CNN as well, but I was watching and thinking it's time to retire the phrase normalizing Donald Trump. Donald Trump is normalized, whether you like it or not. 75 million people voted for him. He is now as much a part of American history as George Bush, Barack Obama, and any other two-term president. And I was shocked by the imagery of he left 4 years ago in disgrace. He left, barely anyone showed up when he announced his reelection 2 years ago. And now he came back to D.C. like a conquering king. He had the biggest titans of industry there. He had celebrities. He had fashion designers. He had Democrats and every former president there. And I think that it's a moment to take note of why he won and the reasons that he did, but also Democrats are not a footnote in this. They had 4 years to beat him. They had the chance to make a case against him. 4 years ago, they had the White House, the House, the Senate, and Silicon Valley. Now they have none of those above. My posture is this. You guys know my criticisms of Donald Trump. They remain. I'm going to pray for the president. I'm going to thank him when he does things that are good, like the hostage deal. I commend him. I am grateful for that. And I'm going to call it out when he does things that are reckless and dangerous. Getting the Israeli hostages and American hostages. And I'm going to call it out when he does things that are...
You're talking about Trump now?
Yes, that are...
I thought it was Biden who's been negotiating.
Both worked in coordination. Well,
Did she not see the press conference when Trump said that, hey, y'all got until I get in the office or there's going to be hell to pay? She's full of it, man. These people are ridiculous. You can't even give credit. That's why no one takes them seriously. And that's why people aren't really watching the network like that. Now, we're giving them a little bit of praise and kudos or we're giving them some eyes because we watch it to critique them. But Joy, what are you talking about? They've had months, years to get this figured out, to get these hostages back home. Trump says, if y'all don't have these people released by the time I get in the office, there's going to be hell to pay. And lo and behold, negotiations really ratchet up and these people start coming home. But you want to give that credit to Biden. These people are ridiculous, man. They're ridiculous. And here goes Sonny again with more of her, racist bimbo babble. Once again, although Sonny is the one, quote unquote, person of color between her and Anna, she is hands down one of the most racist people on this panel, man. This is ridiculous. Let me be brutally honest with you all. Our American values and financial system are under attack right now. You need to act fast and learn alternative ways to invest. That's why I trust Lear Capital for buying gold and silver. In today's volatile economic and political climate, precious metals can protect your wealth. Lear Capital has over 27 years of experience, thousands of five-star reviews, and more than 3 billion in trusted transactions. Here's what I recommend. Call Lear Capital today, 800-489-6450, or visit learrp.com to request their free gold and silver investor kit. You can take possession of your metals, store them, or even roll over an IRA or a 401k into a gold IRA with the same tax benefits. Plus, they're offering up to $15,000 in bonus gold for qualified purchases. Call today at 800-489-6450 or go to learrp.com for more information.
Another thing that I wanted to talk about that a lot of people are talking about is that there are these black performers. You mentioned that there were entertainers at the inauguration. There are these black performers that were performing for Snoop Dogg, Nelly, a couple of others. And I saw Keith Boykin, a friend of mine, say something that I thought was really important, and I wanted to play that clip.
If you look at Donald Trump, the man who would refuse to rent to black people in the 1970s, who tried to lead a lynch mob against 5 black and brown kids in the 1980s for the Central Park case, who refused to...
This dude keeps a clown. At that time, Trump was a Democrat. Not to mention everybody up and down that prosecuted those young people, they were all Democrats. Linda Feinstein, I would assume the police, but the mayor of New York, and so was the governor. No one stepped in and said anything. Not to mention, there was only one way to get news at that time, and that was through legacy media. So people only believe what they heard from those folks. But yet they want to hang their hats on that because Trump actually had the money and the cachet to get a full ad to say that these youngins should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law if they did this heinous crime, which the act and the crime that was committed upon that young lady at that time frame, it was extremely heinous. These people are so That's why no one listens to people like this guy right here. He's a complete freaking clown and sellout.
Allow black casino workers to have a prominent place in his casinos in Atlantic City in the 1990s, who spent 5.5 years lying about Barack Obama's birth certificate in the 2000s, who came into office and then attacked black people like Colin Kaepernick, who attacked Ruby Freeman and her daughter Shay Moss for simply doing their jobs as Fulton County election workers. You dishonor those people when you go and perform for this man who has done nothing but dishonor black people.
You know, for me, even though I didn't watch any of the balls or anything, I think what Keith said is so important for us to remember, that this is who Donald Trump is.
So you're saying that those two guys should not be?
No, it was more than the two of them. But
It's more
listen,
than the two
I
of
think
them.
it was them, and it was so many other people. The thing that really I think was spotlighting Snoop is because of the things that Snoop Dogg said 10 days before the inaugural in 2017. And so look, if you opposed and stood up against Trump in 2017, but you were there now, if you spoke up against Trump January 7th, 2021, but you were there now applauding him like a trained seal, Donald Trump has not changed. You've changed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. People have seen the light. Snoop Dogg talked to one of his mentors, one of the founders of Death Row, which is Harry O, which Trump pardoned on his way out the door in 2020, that Trump pardoned. And Harry O gave Snoop some game on what's going on. So Snoop had a change of heart after seeing, you know what I'm saying, and getting out of that haze. And to be honest with you, what is wrong with people having a change of heart when it comes to a candidate or a political party? And who are you to gatekeep black people and tell them that, hey, you must support the Democratic Party? Who are you to do that? Who are you to say that? These people are ridiculous, man. They really are. They are ridiculous. And again, I can't say it enough, man. These liberals are some of the most racist people in the country. They try to stand on this moral high ground like they got your best interests at heart, but it's really about control and power. And anytime, especially when it comes to black people, anytime anyone decides that they're going to dissent and move away from that Democratic plantation, they send people like Sonny and others to wrangle your behind up and to get you back onto that plantation. And some of these folks are willing participants, like a Willie D from the Ghetto Boys, and so many others out there, Roland Martin and others, to wrangle these guys up to get you right back on the plantation and to make sure that you stay in line. And the last time I checked, one, we are Americans, and two, we're free. And we have the freedom to choose and select whatever candidate, whatever party you decide to select. And there ain't nothing that these folks can do about it. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section, though. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. These people are insufferable. I can't stand them, but at the same time, we got to daggone refute everything that they're saying. We have to. We got to keep our foots on their neck. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. If you'd like to support the channel financially, consider joining the ARP family, or you can buy your man a coffee. Link in the description box below. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. I appreciate everybody that supports the channel. I really do. I do not take it for granted. I'm going to catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp.